In this video, I will show you how to search for academic journal articles using several of the library's subscription databases, such as historical abstracts, art abstracts, and others. Again, we start from the Spanish 361 library guide, and this time we're going to click on Finding Articles. And here you will see that I've included a lot of the journal article databases that I think will be most useful for your research topics. Each one of these databases collects and organizes journal articles and other materials that are related to a specific discipline. So you'll see here there are actually 4 that are dedicated to art history. So those are all useful for any art projects. Google Scholar is a good multidisciplinary journal article databases I recommend. Historical abstracts, anything dealing with colonial Latin American history will be included in here. We also have yet another database for art. JSTOR and Project Muse are both really good full-text academic journal article resources. Their breadth is not quite as large as some of these other databases, but they both have a lot of full text in them. The MLA covers literary studies, and Women's Studies International covers anything related to specifically women's studies. Now, a lot of these databases share the same platform. A lot of them are on the EBSCO platform. And if you want, when you go into one of these EBSCO databases, if you're not finding a lot on your topic, you can choose to include the other databases that are part of that platform in your search. And I'll be showing you an example of how to do that. Also further down is an example, screenshots of how to bring in more than one database, more than one EBSCO databases. So let me give you some examples. I'm going to begin with the following topic: La cultura conventual femenina y la creación de espacios alternativos de poder, or in English, female culture in convents and the creation of alternative spaces of power. So to me, this looks like a history topic. So we're going to start in historical abstracts. Let me also mention that once you try to log into these databases, since they are subscription databases and we pay money for them, we need you to authenticate with your university ID and password before you can get in. It's a pretty simple process. Once you've done that, then you will be able to get in and search the database. So I'm going to start with a very broad, some broad keywords. I'm looking for anything that has any form of the word convent. Okay, convent, convents, etc. The same truncation symbol is used in these databases as can be used in WorldCat. And I'm looking specifically for convents that existed during the colonial period. So I'm putting in any form of the word, any word with the stem of colony. Oops, let me fix that. All right, and we run the search to see what we get. And in this case, we have a huge number of hits, quite a lot. You know, you could go through the first couple of pages to see if any of these articles look interesting. As we browse through, I did find one that looked pretty good. It's Convents and Nuns, New Approaches to the Study of Female Religious Institutions in Colonial Mexico. This looked really good. I'm going to click on the title because what that does is it brings up the full record and you get a little bit more information about the article, including a nice abstract. So that tells me a little bit more about it. Now over on the right hand side is you can't see it fully, but it says Cite here. This is the Cite button that you can use, and when you're in there you choose MLA style and it will give you the format, the proper formatting information with all the bibliographic information in it for that a citation for that source, and you can copy and paste it into your bibliography. And just like with the cite button in WorldCat, you want to make sure everything is in there in its proper place. So just double check those. All right, next step is to actually find the full text. Sometimes you will have the link to the full text right there. If that doesn't appear, you can use the Find at UMD link. And what that does is it will search through the library's entire list of subscription materials. And if it finds a link to that article, it will take you there. So here it has found that we do have the full text. We're going to click on View Full Text. And sure enough, it brings up the article. Okay, there's your title. Okay. Now, one of the things that you all are going to have to do is be able to understand if what you're looking at is a scholarly academic journal article. And there's certain basic tenets that they all follow. They tend to be fairly lengthy. Usually the author, and we're going to click on this person, is someone, often a professor or some scholar affiliated with a university. So this person, when she wrote the book, or I'm sorry, wrote the article, was from the University of California at Berkeley. So that establishes her as a scholar in the field. Further down, if you look at the full article, as I said, it will be very lengthy. And then always at the end, generally at the end of the article, will appear a fairly lengthy bibliography. So that too is an indication that this is a scholarly article. It was the topic was well researched by the author. And of course, the bibliography will often get you other sources that you can use for your research of that topic. So you want to follow through on a lot of the articles and books and book chapters that are referenced in the bibliography. Okay, let's go back. Let me go back to my web page. Let me clear this, and I'm going to go back to the the guide that I created for you. Right, we're under the Finding Articles section. This time we're going to switch topics, and now we're looking for articles that have to do with pinturas de casta in Mexico. Those would be the cast paintings in Mexico that were pretty well documented during the colonial period. So since we're dealing with a type of painting, we're interested in art. So we're going to start with one of the art databases, Art Abstracts. We're going to go in there and we're going to see what we can find. So again, we start with our keywords, and we're going to use the English language version of the keywords. So we're looking for anything having to do with cast paintings, specifically in Mexico. And you can see I'm making use of the truncation symbol for painting or paintings, Mexico, Mexican, Mexicans. And we run the search. And in this case, very, very little material is showing up. Okay, so there are a variety of ways to expand your search. One way is to make use of alternate spellings or English and Spanish language words. So these type of paintings are generally referred to in the Spanish as casta paintings. So if we include the two versions of the word, English or Spanish, and we add that little or operator, and it can be upper or lowercase, doesn't matter. So that's telling the system that we're looking for anything dealing with paintings in Mexico that either make use of the word cast or casta. So, we're alternating on the possibility of either word being there. We will get either the same number of hits or more results. We run the search, and we're up to 10 articles, which is looking a little bit better, but still maybe not enough for what you want to go through. So in that case, my recommendation is that you include some of the other EBSCO databases. So if we go in under Choose Databases, you will see all of the EBSCO databases that are on the EBSCO platform, and you can pick and choose the ones that you want to add to your search. We're going to add historical abstracts, but we're going to also add the other 3 art and art history databases. Okay, so they're all listed here. We're going to select them. We're going to say OK, and we're going to redo our search. And you'll see we're now searching all 4, actually all 5 of these databases. So we should get at least the same number of hits or maybe more. So with this search, we've retrieved a total of 50. There may be some duplicates here since some of these databases share the same journal information. What I often do is I change my page options from 10 at a time to 50 at a time for several reasons. That makes it easier to browse. You can browse 50 references at a time instead of 10 at a time. And it also removes the duplicates. So now instead of 50, it's telling us we have 34 unique sources. All right, so right away we can see a lot of them are very relevant. Here's another one that looks interesting. Okay, there's a full text, or the full record tells me a little bit more about the article. And there is my link to find at UMD. This is an article coming from the William and Mary Quarterly from July of 2016. So I click on the Find at UMD, and sure enough, it has found the full text for me, which I can link to. If for some reason the system does not find that we own the full text of the article, you always have the option of requesting it in interlibrary loan, and that option would come up here if we didn't have it already available. But for now, you simply link to the full text, and sure enough, here's the article for you. Another example, very quickly, we're going to look at record number 9. And this is an example of a book. So even though these databases are mainly helpful to find journal articles, they often do have book and book chapter content in them. So you will sometimes find some good books and book articles. Here again, this is leading us to a book. This is the title of the book, it was published in 2003. And here you have, again, 2 links that will help you find the full text of the book. We're going to start with the Find at UMD. It did not find it for us. I often don't take it at its word, and I will go in and I will try the Find in WorldCat. And what this does, it's an alternate way of finding the book. It will actually run a search for that book in WorldCat. You see we're now back into WorldCat, and sure enough, this is the book. And as it turns out, we do own it as a ebook, and then it's just a matter of clicking on the View ebook, logging in, and here you have the full text of the book. All right, so these are the basics on how to use the library's databases for locating academic journal articles, as well as some books and book chapters on your topics. Please remember that you can always contact me for help with your research. I'm going to go back to the Spanish 361 page, and again, mention that my contact information is available here. So you can contact me with any questions that you have. It could be something simple as, I found a reference to this article or this book chapter, but I can't figure out how to get a hold of it. Send me a quick email and I will see what I can do to help you. Or it could be something like, I've chosen this topic, I'm not finding enough material on my topic, I need help. Could we have a half-hour, 45-minute Zoom consultation meeting? That's fine as well. I know how busy you all are, and I do try to get back to my students within 24 to 48 hours. So don't hesitate to call on me. So best of luck with your research, and I hope to hear from you. Bye-bye.